Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there celebrating and grilling and hot dogging and hamburgering. And Lord knows we got a lot of crab locations out there, so get out to Costas or Al's or any of our places to get some crabs. One of our great sponsors celebrating Memorial Day, and it's always soccer season with this guy. We welcome Carl Delmont back on from Freedmont Mortgage, as well as one of the owners of the Harrisburg Heat and indoor soccer and Celtic and getting the kids out and all that stuff. I sneeze too much to be running around playing soccer this time of year, Carl Delmont, but I know you've always got stuff going on in the mortgage markets out there as well. This is a time where people start to try to move around and get the kids wherever they're going to have them for school next year, and pretty good economy we have right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's analysts out there right now that are on, I guess, opposite sides of the fence as far as the economy. The ones that think the economy is in good standing are very staunch in their support of that. But there's others who feel like, you know what, the writing's on the wall, that maybe things aren't so great. And you have to take a look at, all the saber rattling in the Middle East, how that could affect oil, and of course that affects our pocketbooks here. You're also talking about tariffs and the trade wars and all those things that can actually impact things as well. But right now, mortgage rates are pretty much near 2019 lows. We're still seeing a great appetite for home buying. Just, again, as we've said over and over again, if you're going to go out and buy a house, you need a few things. One, make sure you're ready to buy a house. Two, make sure you find a trusted, local, competent lender that gives you a pre-approval and options. And find yourself a great realtor. The good news is we can help you in all three of those things because we have a free service called Home Match, where we can actually, after talking to you, match you with a great realtor or two, and you can pick. And it's based on what you're telling us your goals are. So think about this. You live in the city. Let's say you wanted to buy in the city again. You certainly don't want a realtor who specializes in waterfront in Cecil County because she's probably only been to the city twice in the last 3 years. Conversely, if someone wants to buy waterfront, well, you want someone who understands riparian rights, dockage, and all those things. So because we talk to you and understand what you're trying to do, we can recommend realtors that are great at listing properties, great at helping people buy properties, whether you're a first-time buyer, maybe a senior who's downsizing, whatever the case would be. It's a free service. It goes right along with us giving you pre-approval and all those options.
Been a little bit since I've been on your website. Been a month or two since we've been around. Website's freshened up here a little bit at Freedmont.com. I've noticed some changes here. Calculators and resources. You've changed the home bar, Carl Delmont.
Yeah, our web team's great. We just tell them every now and then, have at it. We can let them do their thing, and if they need information on the mortgage side, we give it to them. But that's their realm. We stick with what we know. Let them do what they know.
Yeah, you know what really is amazing? You were talking about the difference between a realtor being an expert in a specific area or whatever. I'm always blown away. My house is on the market now, and Lee Tessier's my partner in trying to sell my place. And of course, I'm going to buy a place. I'm going to be looking for you and refinancing and finding a new place. But I'm blown away every time I talk to a realtor in your space. When I nerded out with you about mortgages and rates and stuff, it's so specific. There's so many different programs. There's so many different things out there. I can't imagine anybody going through that kind of a process without having real qualified experts, because every time I talk to someone in your space, I figure out as a layman how little I know,
Yeah, but, unfortunately, the Internet makes everything seem great. You remember that commercial where the girl's talking to someone, says, "Oh, I have a date. I met a French model," and this big, giant, not model-looking guy walks up, and he's like, "Bonjour." The Internet makes everything look great. And what happens is people tend to think that this is an easy process, and they don't realize, how many different people are involved, whether it's a sewage inspector, a home inspector, maybe a HUD inspector, appraiser, title company, all those things. And, if you're going to do it on your own or just pick, a realtor or a lender just because you saw their face on the Internet, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. Look, when you look at your monthly budget, aside from rent, if you become a homeowner, the mortgage is probably the biggest monthly expense you're going to have. And if you look at your total portfolio, the house is going to be probably the biggest asset you have. So all those being considered, you have to really consider who are you choosing to help guide you through this process. And one of the things we've been doing for 26 years, we've had some of the same people that started with us. We've trained them to be mortgage advisors, not salespeople. They're not looking out for a commission. They're looking out for how can they put you in the best possible situation, but more importantly, how can they educate you on the process? So as you said, there's so many things you don't really understand as a layperson. Well, we try to explain those things for you. It's kind of like going to I don't know, Econ 101 as a freshman in college. You probably have no idea what they're talking about, but the teacher's really good at explaining it. It's going to be an easy class. If
Well,
they're
look, I
not,
mean, Carl,
you're going to hate it.
I'm 50 years old, right? I bought my business one time and I've never sold it. If anybody's interested in the radio station, call me. And I bought 3 homes in my life, right? Like the day I turned 18, I bought a home in White Marsh, I guess in 1998 or 99. I bought the current home I'm in 2003. You don't do it much, right? And it's been 16 years since I bought. And every time I've done it, and again, this is the schmuck and Dundalk coming out in me. I'm like, big, thick, stacks of papers, and and as you sit there and sign your life away a title, there's this for sewage, there's this for this, there's this for this state law, and trying to understand it all is almost impossible. But you better have people around you that really understand it, and I guess that would be the advice I would give to anyone, because I have felt very small in the process when I've done it. I felt like, wow, there's so much out there that needs to be known.
Oh, yeah, and to your point, I mean, so much has changed since you bought in 2003. You bought near the height of the market, and yeah, there was a lot of paperwork. Now everything's electronic. We can e-sign.
Wow.
There's more rules, there's more regulations. But also on that same point, picking a good realtor, they can tell you about the homeowners association, if it's a good one, a bad one, the condo fees, maybe some of the things that are going on. The realtor knows the market. They know the nuances. They're going to help you prevent making a big mistake. So it's really important that you have a great realtor, one that's really your advocate, and on the same notion, making sure you have a good lender and loan officer who's also your advocate.
Carl Delmont is that. He's a Freedmont Mortgage Group. They're powered by NFM Lending. I can say that as well, reading off the website, Freedmont.com. They have freshened up the website, 800-955-8508. Let's get to the really important stuff, soccer. The Harrisburg Heat and the Blast and where we are and professional, and you're out with the kids. Soccer makes up the other 85% of your earth, I think, right?
Yeah, it's a passion. I love it. I love being on the field, training, coaching, and we're in the middle of trial season right now. And fortunately for me, I've got a pretty good group, so I'm only looking to add a couple players. But for my girls, they're sophomores and juniors right now, so they'll be juniors and seniors next year. It's an important recruiting process for them, so we're doing a lot of work with college coaches and other things, trying to get them good offers to hopefully subsidize a big chunk of their college costs. But yeah, trial season, BaltimoreCeltic.com, absolutely free. We have, actually, I'm really happy. This year it's been the biggest number for our tryout numbers for registration. Whether that translates into all those kids, being approved or accepting offers, I don't know. But it's encouraging to see that everything we've been doing over the last 6 years, well, yeah, this is our 6th year. So in 5 years, we have 6 national championships. We just named a new director of coaching, Mike St. Martin, great guy, 22 years at Mount St. Joe's as the head coach, just an impressive record. And we've got a lot of great people and staff, pro players coaching, some really good college coaches coaching. We got Mark Metrick, he used to be at Loyola. He's Gettysburg men's coach. He's now coaching our 05 team. And if I can, I know that the 03 girls are looking for players, 05 boys looking for players. A few other teams, I think the 06 girls are another one looking for some players. So if your daughter or sons are born in those years, definitely check it out, see if it's for you. If it's not, no big deal. Baltimore's got some great soccer clubs in the area. And I think it's cool when parents have, one child in, say, our club and one in another club, because they're choosing it correctly. They're choosing based on the team and the coach and the philosophy, not just, this club one-size-fits-all hat.
BaltimoreCeltic.com. I thought the mortgage industry was, complex. I mean, picking a soccer program's also, right? Location and comfort and all of that stuff, especially when you play at that level. It's a very, very intense thing, right? For the family as well, and scheduling and all of that stuff. I lost one of my friends to a family party here this week because they got playoffs. They got stuff going on. It's summertime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're in the middle of State Cup. The finals are June 2nd, and the winners of that go to regionals. And if you win regionals, you can go to nationals, and then hopefully compete for a national championship. Some teams play in very, very elite leagues, and they can bypass all that and go right to nationals if they win their league. So it gets pretty competitive, but really what you're looking for is just, a coach who understands your child, treats them properly, and teaches them the game, and they're having fun and learning and getting better. And I tell my parents all the time, if you're looking for trophies, I'm not your coach. If you're looking for someone at the end of the year that your child's going to be much more improved than the person. And then my teammates always say, "But we always win." Like, well, we don't always win, but if you play as we teach you, yes, good things will happen. But a college coach isn't to care less about the trophies. Our team wins. What they're looking for is, can that particular player play at the next level, and can they play multiple positions and all those things. So we've got some really good stuff going on with our college process, and we're one of the leading clubs in the area getting kids into college. So we get a true pathway to college. I'm really proud of that.
Soccer and mortgages and the Harrisburg Heat as well. He is Carl Delmont from Freedmont Mortgage. You can learn more about all that the Baltimore Celtic does at BaltimoreCeltic.com and, of course, at Freedmont.com. 800-955-8508. Any last recommendation for anybody out there? You always have some little tip for everybody out in the mortgage space.
We neglected to talk about Women's World Cup coming up in a few weeks, but, that's always something great. We can talk about it next time. But, yeah, in the mortgage space right now, rates are pretty attractive. When you're out there looking, it's always good to get a couple different quotes, but go with your gut. Find out who you feel most comfortable with. Sometimes there's lenders out there that they don't hire the most experienced people, but they try to go out with a little bit lower rates, and people chase the rate, and they get bad results. You really want to make sure the loan closes on time, so your loan's not held up, the seller's loan's not held up, and there's not this big log jam. But, 26 years in business, salaried loan officers, mortgage advisors, not salespeople, and never an application fee. You can always find us 800-955-8508, or, of course, Fremont, FREEDMONT.com, and MLS number 2893, Equal Housing Lender.
Oh, they can find you kicking a soccer ball sometime soon. Carl, enjoy the holiday. I know it'll include soccer and grilling and fun for everybody. We'll see you on the other side of Memorial Day. Appreciate all that you do to work with us, and we'll continue to tell the word and spread the word about what you're doing out of Fremont Mortgage as well as at Celtic. We'll see you soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Carl Delmont's been our friend and sponsor for over a decade now, and you can find them out of Fremont Mortgage. We're putting together a little event with Coach Billick later on in the summer as well with the kids of Celtic kicking the soccer ball. So loving sports, putting it all together. The Baltimore Positive Movement is together. UMBC, talking about soccer, my man Pete Karinji. Freeman Rabowski, the president of UMBC. I've never met him. I'm really looking forward to this. We're going to be at State Fair in Catonsville, 9 a.m. on May 30th, doing another Baltimore Positive installment. Barbara Mikulski, as well as Malia Cromer and Damian O'Doherty now up in Baltimore Positive, trying to make Baltimore better and asking tough questions about how to make Baltimore better. But we are Baltimore Positive. Don Moeller, former Baltimore County Executive, my partner in that. We will see you over at State Fair in Catonsville on Thursday, the 30th at 9 a.m. You can find me out in the Buy a Toyota.com audio vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device by downloading the TuneIn Radio app. We do come in crystal clear from anywhere in the world. Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, streaming live on our Facebook as well as our YouTube WNSTV channel. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST, Towson, Baltimore. And we never stop talking Baltimore sports.